Dirty John Kumah Sidechicks emerge after death.
Yay, Black Rasta nya abotere.
For the last 8 years that John Kumah lived, he and Lilian never lived in the same house. He had a house in cantonments where side chicks could come and visit him. John Kumah would say, oh, I am in Germany, or I am here, I've traveled. But he was right here in Ghana with a side chick. And information would come to Lilian. The only time they traveled together was when John Kumah fell ill and was about to die. And on a sick bed, as he was going, he asked for forgiveness from Lilian and said, I know I've done a lot of bad to you. After I am gone, I'm sure you would hear other things that I couldn't tell you.
Yay, not just at this moment, because it is over. Now, Black Rasta betray how they met in life actually. And how the late John Kumah ultimately used ne 2 executive secretaries omoye ma omono to the point that wama baako akwa abrochiri. And I'm say and sem pebre intia.
In fact, when they met in Obuasi, Lilian was only 19 years old. John Kumah dated Lilian for 3 months and they got married. They went through hardship. They were living in a house built of wood. Tabo dying.
Yayaka, na say no muti tabo dying before all these blossom life.
He employed executive secretary, a sexy woman, to sit in the office and receive clients. Hey, people started telling Lilian, it looks like your husband and the secretary are an item. But she would not listen. John Kumah, out of wedlock, had 2 children with this woman here called Cynthia Ejewa Ajiman. She would fight John Kumah. John Kumah would always deny until he finally went down on his knees and begged for forgiveness and said, you know what? I have hurt you. It is true.
And this was not the end of what happened.
Cynthia was sacked. A new lady was brought. And she was called Sewa. People simply called her executive secretary. And people came to Lilian again. Hey, have you allowed him to bring another woman? Within a year, the woman was pregnant. Hey, Sewa. And gave birth. Johnny, what can you mobile? Johnny said, what are you talking about? Am I the only man? Bam! She got pregnant again and gave birth to another child. He denied it all his life.
All his life. Not just say, he denied all these things all his life. But at the end of it, what is the take? What are the secrets coming out? In fact, Black Rasta, Odinina Abetuja. Nyanko T more details. If you are new here, consider to subscribe and be part of this wonderful family for more latest gist in town.
Dirty John Kumah Sidechicks emerge after death. It took me time to decide that I would do this story. John Kumah died at the age of 45. He was a deputy finance minister of this nation. He was part of those who wrecked the economy of the nation with their carelessness when they served under the man who is a fugitive now, Ken Oforiatta. This man here called John Kumah was married to a woman by name Lilian Kumah. In fact, when they met in Obuasi, Lilian was only 19 years old. John Kumah dated Lilian for 3 months and they got married in July. In fact, the 27th of July, 2006 in Obuasi. At the time, John Kumah was not into any serious employment. He was not in any serious employment. Then after some time, he started cutting blocks, culvert style. They went through hardship. They were living in a house built of wood. Tabo dying. My brother, my sister, they moved to Accra to slug it up with life. She gave birth to her first child when she was 20 years, Lilian Kumah. Poverty was so hot on their heels, but they continued to do their own thing. They got married, and then they had their first child when she was only 20. My brother, my sister, John Kumah was 7 years older than her when they got married. And oh, things were beginning to get better. It took Alan Chemartin to give John Kumah his very first job as a politician, as a personal assistant. And from there, other people started to realize how brilliant this John Kumah guy was. And therefore, they started engaging him before he even became a lawyer. And then, he opened up a beautiful law firm at Adabraka. And all of us got to hear about it. It was beautiful. It was called Edria Aproche. Edria Aproche Chambers. Right there. And he employed a secretary, executive secretary, a sexy woman to sit in the office and receive clients. She was called Cynthia Ejewa Ajimai. Cynthia Ejewa Ajimai. They were in there doing their business. Lilian was into ministry, doing her own things. Hey, people started telling Lilian, it looks like your husband and the secretary are an item. But she would not listen. He's a man of God. He believes in the Bible. He won't do anything. Long story cut short. John Kumah, out of wedlock, had 2 children with this woman here called Cynthia Ejewa Ajimai. John Kumah had 4 children with Lilian. 2 outside. Added to that, they became 6. And this started to give problems to Lilian. She would not understand. She would fight John Kumah. John Kumah would always deny until he finally went down on his knees and begged for forgiveness and said, you know what? I have hurt you. It is true. Those 2 children are mine. At the time, they were living in Pantine. Pantine. Far away from the CBD, Central Business District of Accra. And John Kumah built a house. A beautiful house he bought for his side chick, the executive secretary at Soweto, closer to the CBD. In our country, when a man dies, they say don't speak ill about them. And that is one of the things killing us. Whilst they are alive, if they know that any dirty secrets that they have, and I use the word dirty, when they die, we will still remember that and fire. They will be careful whilst alive. Is that correct? Now, having settled this, family spoke with Lilian and begged her and told her, you know what, Lilian? He's a man. A man can make mistakes. Just take it easy. She took it easy. Before she realized, after John Kumah died, another child is being announced from America that is John Kumah's child. Let's put that aside. Maybe that is not true. Now, when Lilian approached her husband, John Kumah, the condition for which she would forgive John Kumah for fathering 2 more children within their wedlock would be to sack Cynthia Ejewa Ajimai. And John Kumah said, Wakamate. And sacked Cynthia. Cynthia was living in Soweto with her 2 children in a house bought for her by John Kumah. Now, she realized that there were still issues, and John Kumah relocated her to London. She is presently in London as we speak. Now listen to the interesting thing. After Cynthia was sacked, a new lady was brought, and she was called Sewa. People simply called her executive secretary. And people came to Lilian again. Hey, have you allowed him to bring another woman? And Cynthia said, oh, we have spoken about this. We have prayed about it. The Holy Spirit is working. She got some pastors to go there and pray and anoint the whole place to cast out the spirit of prostitution and sidechickism. But within a year, the woman was pregnant. Hey! Say what? And gave birth. Johnny, what can you mobile or babium? Johnny said, what are you talking about? Am I the only man? Bam! She got pregnant again and gave birth to another child. My brother, my sister. And he denied it all his life. Now the information from the grapevine is that for the last 8 years that John Kumah lived, he and Lilian never lived in the same house. He had a house in cantonments where side chicks could come and visit him. And again, he would always pay a visit to Lilian and the children for about a day or a few hours and always leave. They never traveled together. Sometimes I am told that John Kumah would say, oh, I am in Germany, or I am here, I've traveled. But he was right here in Ghana with a side chick. And information would come to Lilian. My brother, my sister, the only time they traveled together, from the information I have, my brother, my sister, was when John Kumah fell ill and was about to die, having been diagnosed by medical experts. And on his sick bed, as he was going, he asked for forgiveness from Lilian one more time and said, I know I've done a lot of bad to you. After I am gone, I'm sure you would hear other things that I couldn't tell you. But let us pray that I am alive. I swear, if I don't die and I get up from this sick bed, you would see a new man. And he never rose again. He died. So he didn't get the opportunity to become a new man again. 8 solid years, no serious intimacy. And when she died, they now brought all the things. He died intestate, in other words, without a will. So they decided to go into what he had. Can I tell you what Lilian got? Remember when we first told this story? I was extra careful when I asked you so many different rhetorical questions, because I knew we will come with a part 2. Now I've stopped telling people I'll do a part 2 before they realize there's a part 2. My brother, my sister, when John Kumah died, bam, the family brought everything John Kumah had. And for each of the 4 children, biological children of Lilian, a tipper truck, a new car was given. So they had 4 trucks, tipper trucks each. One had 1. So 4 of them had 4 tipper trucks. I beg your pardon. And Lilian herself got 1. No, 3. 3 tipper trucks. So in all, Lilian and her children had 7 tipper trucks. My brother, my sister, she also had some land. And even the land, she had to go and fight and pay off some balances before she got that. And she got a 4-bedroom house given to her in Ejuso. When John Kumah died, he didn't have a penny in his account. And it's only here you would hear that. Deputy Finance Minister, he believed in liquidity. Keep the money home, spend it. Bank, no, zero. And I'll tell you more.
But after she got married, Reverend Lilian Kumah, yes, this was what she testified in church the last time.
You make this the Bakasianso Edema Ebusia, me mame, and me papa side dinna. Ya call, you know, ampa, omo and you many. Omonso I can say, Eya sempa sebi, Uda Susa, mean some poor me this 60 years a crank me worry.
Okay,
take it.
Okay.
For me, I believe in living. Even if I have one day, let me live it. My journey is my journey. My journey is not your journey. Let me finish my race.
You may kiss the bride.
Late John Kumah ankasa ne family no wanka nkyere obia according to John Kumah's brother interview with Black Rasta.
Today I decided to speak with the family of John Kumah and ask them some pertinent questions. In fact, the conversation was so long, but I've decided to just make a 2-minute bit of it so you have a feel of it. I spoke with a gentleman called Frank Kumah, who has been speaking in the media, and he is a younger brother of John Kumah, and it looked like he was bitter. And it is clear that Lilian never told the family that she was going to get married, her husband's family. In fact, in some other interviews, Frank Kumah said he wished that John Kumah would come back to life, albeit for a few seconds, to see how quickly the wife had moved on. Was he aware of all these things Lilian was going through? I asked him some pertinent questions. Listen to his answers. Watch this.
Yes, I would like to talk to you about some of the things I've seen published. And if you allow me, I'll do a very short recording, you know. Frank, about Lilian Kumah, did she tell you, the family, before she got married?
Not to my knowledge. The family does not know anything about it. We were not informed. And then even 3 months to this marriage, she came to my grandmother's funeral, but she never communicated anything to us that she wants to get married or anything. So we have no knowledge about it. I think a day after the marriage that somebody called me and then asked me, have I heard that our wife is getting married? And I said, oh no. And then he was able to send me some pictures. So that was when I got to know the woman has got to know.
Okay. Now, the information I'm getting is that John Kumah had 2 children outside wedlock, and even a third one from America is now being brought in, whilst he and Lilian were married. Do you know about that?
What we know is John Kumah has 6 children. That is what the family knows.
Okay. And,
yes.
And 2 of them were coming
during the funeral. Everybody got to know John Kumah has 6 children. So that is what the family knows, that John Kumah has 6 children. We don't know about any other children anywhere.
Okay. Do you know if all the 6 children were coming from Lilian?
What we know is John Kumah has 6 children. That's what we know.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So the publication that I saw, you didn't seem to be happy about the fact that she got married too early, remarried. and your case is that your brother spent so much money to bring up the family and to take care of the family. Is that right? Is that correct?
It's within her right to get married anytime, and then anytime she wants to. And then I think she has elders around her, she has family around her, and then I'm sure she consulted all of them, and then they gave her the advice to get married. We, the family, we don't have any problem with that. Our only problem was, we are still mourning our brother, and then we because John Kumah was a very popular person, and small news about him, then it just gets escalated everywhere on the TV, social media, and stuff. And the most painful thing is the mom and the dad is still alive, and then they get to see their son picture on social media, and the news that comes with this whole thing. That is the problem. It just lets the mom and the dad they just get reminds. They remember their son, and then every day they've not gotten over what happened. I think just a year ago. They are still mourning the son. So we didn't expect this kind of news again. At least she getting married, we have no problem on it. But the news that comes with it, that is the problem right now.
So the news coming with it is the problem. It's not really the marriage. But he still goes ahead to say that we are still mourning. She should have at least waited for the mourning period to elapse. You heard me ask him, how many more years? In fact, it's a long tape. And he said, some people decide that they won't even marry at all. But for him, they are still mourning, and Lilian should have waited for the mourning period to pass. My brother, my sister, we will not moralize it on anybody. John Kumah, is it true that he fathered more children outside his wedlock that he hid from his wife? John Kumah, if he was alive today, would he be happy that his wife moved on? Better still, if he had the opportunity to come back and listen and watch for at least a minute, would he be happy that his wife has moved on? And again, for 8 solid years, is it true that they never lived together? He was in a separate apartment in cantonments. And from the grapevine, all the cars that John Kumah drove, none of them went to Lilian. Lilian built the church on her own. Christ Disciples, Disciples of Christ International. John Kumah came in later to support. She also has the Disciples of Christ International School. That is fetching her money. The two of them, husband and wife, at the beginning, opened up a certain company called Majak. And they were supposed to be doing business together. It took Alan Chirematin to bring John Kumah into the fold of politics. And from that time, he blossomed because he was a brilliant guy. Did he have problems with his wife? Were they almost divorced? These issues coming up now, could it be the reason Lilian moved on quickly, telling us that she refused to be caged in pain? Do you think that this could be the reason she allegedly moved on so quickly?
Yeah, it is what it is. Not chance I deja so yeah. What is your take on all these? I mean, secrets, alleged secrets. Black Rasta or the abe tujano. Do you think say there's a substance on it? And I say, just by the way, and I say, what so then na wo edika efa wo ho. All right, IG celebrity news. Mema happy Merry Christmas. So anyway, subscribe to Kabisha Kono. Emerson for Zazi aka you be the head. Me that say piao.
Wonderful people, my name is Kumah Zimbi, and I love to read and listen to GH Celebrating News. May I say.